Anyway, so welcome everyone. I am here to teach you today how to make your own ice cream sandwich cake, okay? So how would you love to make your own ice cream cake that's done in less than 30 minutes and costs about $10? Is that something that you would be interested in? Okay, so rather than going to the grocery store and buying an ice cream cake that is at least twice as much, at least $20, if not more, we're going to show you today how to make a super easy ice cream cake at home, okay? So if you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. And it is the most basic recipe. So we are going to use Oreos as the filling. You don't have to use Oreos. You can use any other cookies. You don't have to use any cookies, okay? But we are going to use Oreos, okay? I know, they're not the best for you, but that's okay. Limitations, right? So you need about 10 Oreo cookies, okay? You can even go fancy. I have some other ones that are like coconutty caramel or something, but I was like, we're just gonna make it basic. These are birthday cake Oreo cookies. So what is your favorite Oreo cookie flavor? Put it in the comments below. There's tons of them out there now, right? We recently went to a Oreo cafe, an Oreo store, and they had like so many. We're gonna use our traditional Pampered Chef, handy dandy, old school food chopper. I love this one because it opens up, so it gets nice and clean. It goes in your dishwasher, and I've had this for a long time. I think this came in my new consultant starter kit 12 years ago. Okay, so this is a great tool to let your aggression out. We're gonna chop this up, not too fine. You want some chunks to get a nice bite of Oreo, right? There we go. So what else would you use the food chopper for? Most people use it for onions, but it's for more than just that. It's so easy, your kids can use it. And here's something I used to say at my cooking show. You know, I used to ask people that had a long day at work to come up so they could let their aggression out. And basically, what you can say, or what I used to say, is you can grab it by the neck and you hit it on the head. So if you have some aggression, this is a good one. Okay, so our Oreos are chopped up and ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is the filling for ice cream cake. But don't leave yet, okay? I want to show you actually how this ice cream cake comes together. So I'm going to leave the secret ingredient in the freezer until we are done, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a package of instant pudding chocolate, okay? Now I'm using chocolate with the Oreos. You could do vanilla, you could do whatever you want, okay? This is just one way to make it, but you can exchange the flavors however you want. So we're gonna use one package of this instant pudding chocolate mix, okay? And then we're gonna whisk it, if I can open it for you. There we go. So let me know where you guys are tuning in from today. Let's see which states are represented during this live. So just one box, any flavor you want, okay? And then we're gonna use half a cup of milk, and we're gonna mix this all in. This already smells very chocolatey. Just half a cup, not too much, okay? How many of you guys have this old school Pampered Chef measure cup? It's like one of the OGs, right? Okay, so this is going to be thick because we're just using half a cup. It's supposed to be thick, okay? Hopefully you can see how thick this is. Now let me get this down. Okay, get all this cleaned up. So half a cup of milk and one packet of instant pudding mix, okay? Now real quickly, before this gets too thick, we're going to fold in a whole container of frozen whipped topping, or whipped cream, or what I don't really like to call it whipped cream. I think it has a different taste, but whipped topping. And I decided to save some calories and buy the light version. I don't know at this point, but you can always do that. So we're gonna fold this in and mix it in and get this chocolate pudding incorporated with this whipped topping, okay? Woo! Making a mess here, but that's okay. So what flavor would you choose for your pudding. Let's hear some combinations of pudding and flavor and Oreos, maybe strawberries with vanilla. That could be one, or white chocolate with maybe some Nutter Butters. You want to mix this all up in our big scraper. This is our largest scraper. This is our large mix and scraper. Can help with mixing this all in. Okay, should we taste test? All right, this is really good. So you can make this for your next outdoor gathering. You could make this for a birthday party for the kids, right? Okay, so this is good. Now we're going to take about half the Oreos, because we need some toppings here, right? We're going to take about half the Oreos like that and fold those in. I mean, you could just sit here and eat this with a spoon, right? With some graham crackers. So this could make a really fun dip as well. Okay, so here comes the more complicated part. Well, it's not that complicated, but we are going to assemble this ice cream cake in our rectangular cool and serve tray. So let me go get those freezer inserts out of the freezer to just make sure this stays nice and cold. After we're done, we are going to freeze this for at least 30 minutes or until you're ready to serve. So this is our rectangular cool and serve tray. These are great for summer outings, barbecues. They're really good for just, you know, organizing your fridge and stuff like that. So that way it stays nice and cold. And over here, I use this every single day. This is the large cool and serve tray, and it's got those inserts at the bottom as well to keep your food cold. I use this every single day as a snack tray for my kids and fruit. Okay, so here comes our secret, our life hack. Are you ready? For our ice cream cake, we're going to use ice cream sandwiches because we're so smart. And who wants to really make an ice cream cake? So this ice cream sandwiches are going to be our base. So we have to work kind of fast here. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to do 6. And then leave those back in the freezer until I need them. Because these melt, you guys know, this is going to be like a mess now. So this is where you could maybe get some help of unwrapping them. Now, little disclaimer, when I ordered these on Instacart, I kind of forgot that my Instacart order was here. So they sat out for like 10 minutes. But they're actually not doing too bad. Okay, so you need 6, and we're going to line these up like a rectangle, like a little skinny rectangle. And the cool thing is, if you need a bigger ice cream cake, you build it as big as you want, okay? Just like you can build this Pampered Chef business as big as you want it. So, here we go. Have you guys ever done this? Let me know in the chat if you've ever done this. I used to do this at my summer Pampered Chef cooking shows. I learned this at some kind of meeting, I'm sure, years ago, and I'm like a visual learner. Like if I see it once, my brain remembers it. So anyways, here we go. So all these ingredients are like $10 or less, right? You need ice cream sandwiches, need some kind of cookie, thing of whipped topping, and some milk and an instant pudding. Like that's about it. So it's probably less than $10, depending on where you shop, okay? So, here we go. So this is going to be fun for the kids to have ice cream cake. If you make this, I would love for you to share that you're making this, or if you plan on making this, or maybe you want to make this for your kids this summer, you're already seeing this and you're like, yep, I got to make this. Put it in the chat below. Okay, so we have ice cream round number 1. Okay, so now we're going to go in with half of our filling, okay? So we're gonna take about half of this filling and we're gonna start spreading it out, and this is the in-between layer, okay? This is kind of like your filling, your topping to go on your ice cream cake. Now, I'm sure some of you guys, anybody baker here, okay? If you're a baker, you're probably gonna make this look extra fancy, but I am just here to show you something quick and easy. Okay, so this is one side. Okay, let me go get the other 6. And now that I think about it, I may have messed the step up, but that's okay, I can fix it. So actually, you should have left some of the whipped topping a little bit and not done this whole filling so you could make the outside completely white. I forgot that. So we're just gonna layer it, okay? But you get my point, right? So you could use the outside to really make it look pretty. But I just dumped the whole thing in, and that's okay too. So now we go in with a second round of ice cream sandwiches. So leave those in the freezer literally until you need them, okay? If you're just popping in, comment live if you're watching live. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll come back and answer them because I can kind of see it, but not really. Okay, 1, 2. So you can see how this is going to work out, right? Like you can see how this comes together. It is very easy, very cheap, and just something fun to do. And maybe you'll remember this recipe forever and you'll think of me when you make it. All right, what else? What else? Oh, let me ask you this. I could just take a bite of this right now. I could eat like 3 of these. Like these are not filling at all. Anybody else? Ice cream sandwiches, like right in the summer, you could just like definitely eat more than one. They get eaten very easily. All right, what is your favorite? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna ask you one question. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? What is your favorite ice cream flavor? I have a couple, but one of my really, that sometimes is hard to find, is pistachio, or as the Italians say, pistacchio, right? Technically it's what's called, but it's all cool here. So what's also cool is that this Cool and Serve is keeping everything nice and cold, right? So you could see, you can come in here with a nice pretty spreader, make it all fancy dancy. You could totally do that if you want. But you could have a little spreader and spread this out all pretty. Here we go. Right, and you want to put this back in your freezer for at least 30 minutes. So everything kind of settles here. And then you can cut it, chum, chum, chum. And you basically have a bunch of small slices, or big, of ice cream cake. Okay? Let's get all this out. All right, so remember, if you didn't dump in the whole Cool Whip like I did, you could use some of it just on the outside, just the white, to get it nice and white. But we're just gonna call this a chocolate ice cream cake. I know some of you maybe have OCD and you might look at me right now and you're like, oh my God, it's not even, but that's okay. I am pampered, not perfect. This is for the busy people, want to save some money and do something quick and easy, okay? So you can spend your whole time decorating this super pretty. I am not a baker, so I'm all about the taste. So now you can decorate this. You could use sprinkles, right? I'm just gonna use the rest of these Oreos, and voila, we, my friends, have an ice cream cake. Do we love it? Give me some hearts. Put some hearts in the chat if you love how easy and simple this was. No Oreo crumbs wasted here, because why not, right? So here you go, you can see it's all done. And ta-da, because we did it in the rectangular Cool and Serve tray, okay? We can use the lid to store it right in here and put it in our freezer. Ta-da! So this was like ice cream cake, super fast, in less, I mean, this wasn't even 30 minutes. This took me 15 minutes with talking, okay? $10 or less, 15 minutes or less. I hope you enjoyed this summer hack. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and let me know if you would make this, for you or your family or your next gathering. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Ooh, knocking over my thing here.